Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today we're going to be covering the subject called gratitude. This is something that's really important for all of us to really understand that no matter what you may think you're going through in your life right now, no matter what that is, there is going to come a point if you push through whatever difficulty you're in right now, that you're going to come out to another side. It might be hard to conceive of it, but I can promise you, you'll come out to another side that you'll have great gratitude and appreciation for what you've been through, because you're going to be able to give a gift to somebody else who needs it when that time comes. I want to say, offer my apologies for not being able to do Supernatural Saturday. The sound was not able to work at the island I was at, so I've had to come home to do today's Shortcuts for Your Soul. I also want to announce that there won't be another Shortcuts for Your Soul for Wednesday and Friday or Supernatural Saturday. This Saturday, we will resume next week so that I can actually take a bit of time off at my end. But the subject of gratitude, Gandhi came through today and said this was really important to discuss. Very few people truly understand the meaning of the spirit of gratitude. It's not a word, it's a spirit. It's an energy of acceptance and giving. It's a simultaneous thing where you recognize a profound truth from your own experience, and you realize that your recognition of that truth gives you something that you get to give to others. And this is really fascinating that I can speak from my own experience, having gone through some very difficult times in my past that I thought I would never survive, that I thought I would perish from. And now to this day, there are many people, I get messages every day from people that are saying, hey, how can I deal with this? And your suffering is a gift to somebody else. I know it sounds a little crazy, but your suffering is a gift to somebody else when you work your way through it. And there really isn't any form of suffering that you cannot not work your way through once you understand the simple fundamental things that me and my team have been sharing with you guys for a few months now, about the concepts of being able to recognize your emotions aren't who you are. Your thoughts are not who you are, that you have this ability to rise above them, to utilize them as creative sources of power to transform and transcend. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Drusilla. Hi, everybody. So yes, I've come back from the island, but I wanted to show you this little GIF here. Let's see. Let's see, how do I do this? I think it's like that. I want to show you this little GIF here. This dandelion, our lives are really amazing things to experience. We are so blessed to be alive. You look at this dandelion, and all of its little seeds, it blossoms up into this beautiful yellow flower, and then it becomes these seeds, and the seeds leave the flower. They leave the flower, and all you have left is that little stem there all by itself. And then that stem falls back to the ground and gets recycled into the earth to be regenerated into something else. It could be a blade of grass, could become part of an insect, could become part of a worm. But the remnants of that dandelion go back to the earth, whereas the seeds go off. And I think that humanity, from my guides and angels have told me, humanity has left this planet on multiple occasions throughout Earth's history. We've left the planet through multiple occasions in our history. And we're seeing that beginning to emerge again with the advent of space travel and being able to move to other planets potentially in the next few decades, if not now. So it's pretty fascinating, the times that we live in. We actually get to watch and witness and bear forth that we get to all participate in this evolution of consciousness. That's amazing. But Gandhi keeps telling me, get back on gratitude, get back on gratitude. It's very important. So what is gratitude, really? What is gratitude? Not as a word, but as a feeling. I want you guys to consider that. What is gratitude as a feeling more than a word? Gratitude is just a word, but what is the feeling? I've got to be honest with you. I've been trying to figure out how to describe the feeling of gratitude. And the closest that I can personally come to it is overwhelming acceptance of and appreciation for all that I've experienced. And again, yeah, he's saying to me, we're trying to describe to you in words what you need to experience as a feeling to fully comprehend what gratitude is as your experience and how you translate that experience into a living expression of your being. A living expression of your being. So consider that. What is gratitude as a feeling? Perhaps you can think of a time when something really bad happened to you and something really good came out of it. For me, the one that stands out the most is what I went through as a young child. And it took me from age 12, it took me 13 years to come to a place of gratitude for the experience I went through at the hands of my stepfather. At that time, it took me 13 years to come to a place of gratitude. And when I did, if I go back that moment, because remember, it was a very difficult time. And yet when I came to that place of gratitude, I felt it was like, imagine you've been carrying sandbags on your shoulder that were weighing you down. You could feel you were going to collapse any moment. And suddenly you just dropped them and you felt free. As a feeling, it felt like absolute freedom and, ironically enough, appreciation, not only for the experience, but for the man who participated in that treatment towards me. I had a great gratitude and appreciation for him. I'm trying to put, he's saying the only way you'll know is when you come to the place where you understand what came out of, what growth, what sense of expansion, how were you a better person after the event? Now, in my case, it took me 12 years. He's saying it doesn't have to take 12 years. He's saying if you look for the good, Gandhi is saying if you look for the good after a bad event, if you look for the good, what came out of it, and you continue to pursue looking for the good of an event, you'll come to an awareness of gratitude. Because once you start to see the good of an event, then you'll start to actually give birth to the seed, to the flower of gratitude. The flower of gratitude comes when you start to look for the good that has come from bad events or experiences in our lives. And that's really important. Thank you. I hope we got sound and everything here. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. Like I said, Gandhi doesn't say a lot, but he feels a lot. He's saying to me that the more you begin to understand and appreciate who you are and what you are here to be and what you can contribute, you need to say less and you'll do more. When you come to a place where you really appreciate who you are and what you came here to do, that you'll have less to say and more to do. And he's saying that doesn't mean that speaking and giving information is a bad thing. If that information is coming from a place of service, if that information is coming from a place of compassion, if that information is coming from a place of kindness, if it comes from a place of goodness, then it will be of good service. Interesting. He's saying things have changed significantly on your world from when he existed in flesh. That many of you are cooperating, but many of you too are allowing too much to be said and done without question. He says it's very important to question all authority. He said, I welcome people to question me. I opened it. Even my enemies, when they wanted to question me, I was open to it. Be open to being questioned. Be open to your values being challenged. This is where you will begin to grow. For if you do not understand why you are moved to do a thing, then it's very difficult to fully put yourself behind it. It is important you understand what where your heart is in all issues. If you do not have heart in your issue, it will be a very short-lived expression. Your heart needs to be in whatever it is you are choosing to sustain, support, or manifest or express in this world, that you wish to be a contribution to the well-being of humanity. Or in your case, to your family, or to your specific countries. But the understand that you must have a heart. It cannot be just a thinking thing. Uh, he's saying an idea of your mind without heart is mindless. An idea in your mind without heart is mindless. It is just a bunch of ideas. But when you have a good idea and you have heart, that is a good thing. This is true, the joining of the two, that which is of your heart and mind. They must be together in all things, united. You will know the distinction between the two because you will not feel fulfilled. When these two are joined, you will feel fulfilled in what you are doing and what you are being. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to get in some questions and answers here. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see here. Question. Well, this is more of a statement. This sounds crazy, but I've always been grateful for my mother and her alcoholism, which eventually killed her, even as a child when I was in the pain. Yeah, it's coming to that place, it's really coming to that place where, like I said, I went through 7 years of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse at the hands of a stepfather. And at the time, I could not comprehend. During that experience, I could not come to gratitude. The fact that Drusilla was able to have an appreciation and gratitude during that time is an amazing thing to be able to come to that place. It took me 13 years before I got over my hatred and my anger and my pain and my guilt and my shame enough. When I was able to let those go, thank you. That's what you just tell me now. When you can let go of your anger, your pain, your guilt, and your shame, when you can let go of those fundamental things, releasing those elements will open a space for you to begin to perceive that which is good in the event. You can start to find the good in the event when you let your pain go. Then you can move to gratitude. When you begin to perceive the good from a bad event, that's when you can start to move towards gratitude. It took me 13 years. I was 25 when I had the epiphany of gratitude and appreciation and respect for that man and everything that he did contribute to my life, other than what I thought was just suffering, because I believed that only suffering had contributed to my life up to that point. So that's really important. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. A question from Hayat. Do the stars have a message for me? I don't know if you're asking me or Gandhi. Gandhi is just laughing in the background. He's not that. He's calling it what you're doing. What your question is, childish innocence. He says, when you look up at the stars, what do you feel? What do you feel? For you are connected to them. And if you feel wonder, if you feel excitement, and you feel curiosity, then awaken those things in yourself. Then that would be the message that they would have for you, to awaken your curiosity and your excitement. Thank you. Curiosity and excitement. You're never late. Everybody's on time. There's no such thing as late. There's divine timing. There's what we think in our mind, and there's what we live in our being, right? Fascinating. Well, there you go. If you're feeling connected, then that's what the stars are telling you. It's important you understand, because nature never lies. Nature can't lie to us. Nature cannot lie to us, ever, ever, ever. She cannot lie to us at all, for any reason. She shows us, spring, summer, winter, fall. Fruit falls off the tree. Fruit grows on the trees. Everything comes and goes. This body will go one day. All of our bodies will go one day. Time, space, and matter are very different from the perspective of experience than non-physical space, time, and matter, non-linear time. Yes, that's correct. Gratitude. What are you grateful for? What experiences have you had that upset you and harmed you that you are now grateful for? What experiences are you in? Because I've been getting messages today in the last couple of days from people saying they're in very difficult times. And if you're in very difficult times, if you can find what in the experience, what did you say that was again? If you can find what is good what lifts you up, what inspires you from the event, what good comes from this for you. You'll begin to look for the good in it. Look for the good inside your suffering. What will be the good that will come from that? And if you begin to look for the good, you'll begin to open up to perceiving gratitude. Because you can't find gratitude when you're focused on suffering. You cannot. I'm going to repeat that. You cannot find gratitude when you're focused on suffering. So if you take your attention off the suffering long enough to go, well, what is or what could be the benefit to my suffering? What is or what could be the benefit to my suffering? For example, when your suffering's over, what will be better for you? And once you start to look for the good in something, you shift your focus. When you shift your focus towards the good, well, gratitude is a feeling. For me, it was a feeling of relief, expansion, appreciation. Again, I'm trying to give words to something that's an experience. I know he's laughing too. He says, they all laugh at this when we try to give words to something that's an experience, right? But they're saying to me it's necessary to be able to try and conceptualize in your mind for your nervous system feel it, because your nervous system can feel the truth, the vibration of words. So sometimes a word can stimulate the vibration in your nervous system that gives your body an awareness of what that is. Yeah. And they're saying that's what's important, is you got to learn to bring the knowledge, the wisdom down into form to be expressed here as physical reality. Very important. Wow. Cool. Wow, listen to that. So yeah, I'm really grateful that you guys are writing these things down, because the more you share your experience and knowledge and wisdom, the more you give of yourself. Just telling a story. I had someone who was struggling with an addiction that they've been clean for a whole 2 weeks. For 2 whole weeks, they've been fighting this addiction, and they're 2 weeks into it. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. And what they're going to get from that, obviously they're moving towards it. They're looking away from it. They're turning away from their suffering. And remember, when you turn away from suffering, you start to focus on something that's not suffering. And they're going to move and keep going in that direction. It's only when we look back, right? There's a story. I can't remember the story, but the story was that if you looked back over, I think it was Sodom and Gomorrah, when people were leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, they were told, do not look back, or you'll turn to a pillar of salt, pardon me. And that's kind of funny, because every time you look back in your past, you leave your present. And now you're captured by your past. And if you're captured by your past, you could replay your past in the present. So important to not look back sometimes, unless you're going to be pulling something forward that's going to make you stronger where you are now. And it will. When you come to a place where you're looking for the good in things, then looking back can become very beneficial. Like I said, I've looked back to as far back as 2.5 years of age, and I've been able to look back and go into some pretty amazing experiences of awareness and gratitude. Yes. But look back from the perspective of how it will benefit you, how what has happened will benefit you now or will benefit you in the future. Really important. Question from Skyheart. Are these new energies making us feel tired and worn out, or is it the situation of humanity in general? I grow weary. Skyheart, this is a great question, and I got yes from many different beings on that there are energies. There are energies coming from the sun. There was a coronal mass ejection yesterday, and we're going to have a huge influx of cosmic energy over the next few days. It's going to really shift the energy up and amplify ascension energies on the planet. And yes, those of us who are at a higher vibrational frequency are more aware of the lower vibrational frequencies that are up. Bring your energy up. Whatever you can do to bring your energy up, to dance, to sing in joy, to drink water, go out and ground. Just bring your energy up more, because you can do that. This is not something that's dragging you down. This is something to give you more weight. Emotional energy, especially when it's negative, emotional energy are the weights to developing your spiritual muscles. Negative emotional energy are the weights for developing your spiritual muscles, right? And there's a lot of people on the planet that are afraid and suffering. And there's all kinds of stuff going on that you're not aware of, where people are struggling. And we need to keep the light. We need to keep the light. Just as there are beings on this planet, there are multiple beings on different continents on this planet, keeping the light up for us, so we can go higher, and we keep the light for those below us. Keep your light and your energy high. When you're feeling weary, a really quick way to shift your energy when you're feeling weary, smile. A really quick way to shift weariness is to smile. Put a smile on your face, pull your shoulders back, lift your head up. It'll immediately shift your energy. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And we are able to do that for those that can't. And you walk down the street, if your energy is higher than everybody else, your energy will be transmitted to them. People will receive that. And even if they're not even fully aware of it, it will shift them to some degree. Even if I put a single drop of blue dye in this water, the water will get a tint of blue, right? Even though you might not see it at first. So keep shining your light. Keep your energy up. This is the time where the light worker community really needs to shine, because humanity is struggling with a lot of old fears that have to be released. We have to let our animal nature go in order to move forward as a collective species. And the fourth, the fifth, and sixth, and seventh dimensional energies don't have fear as a biological consideration. So it's important to do that. Keep your energy high, Skyheart. Thank you for that question. Yes, I think that might be one of the reasons why I was attracted down to the island just this particular week, is because the energy is beautiful. We're surrounded by nature. We're surrounded by owls and birds and geese and swans and koi wolves and all kinds of things that are down there. Being in nature is really important at this time, especially for the Lightwork community to recharge. Please go out and ground at least 20 minutes a day. Your biology needs the Earth's energy to resync it to its frequencies. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Stay properly hydrated. Make sure you're eating good, live, living food so that your body's staying fully charged up. Question from Lauren. Is it part of my spiritual contract to not see into my future? I only get directions occasionally in dreams. I don't know who this is, but I get the sensation of them being a seraphim. A seraphim saying you're not, as you learn to work with what you have, the time to see is coming. They're saying the time to see is coming. Not just in dreams, but your time to see is coming. Can you be more specific than that? It will become obvious around you what you give to yourself from around you. I'm understanding this to mean that things are going to start happening around you in your waking hours that you're going to know are manifestations that are guiding you forward, that are originating from your higher self. Things that are going to originate from your higher self that will be obvious to you. Like, wow, that's my higher self communicating to me. Yeah, they're saying that's accurate. Yeah. Yeah. They're saying others will come too. It'll be obvious because others will show themselves to you. They're saying look for green and blue light from the corner of your eyes at the outside. Look for flashes of green and blue. When you start to notice those, they're saying more you will start to notice. More you will start to notice. And again, there's so much cosmic energies coming onto the planet right now. These ascension symptoms are going to start to level off, but your energy is going to feel more intense, more expanded. So in your meditations, allow yourself to get your body quiet, your mind quiet, and integrate the higher frequencies. Become the vibration as opposed to just feeling the vibration through your body, right? Great question, Lauren. Thank you. But everybody's going to start noticing more and more and more in the next couple of weeks. Question from Danielle. Could hypnotherapy, in looking in my past lives, bring a new light to acknowledge and let go? I am truly looking to heal my skin disease, or do you have any suggestion? Wow, Danielle, thank you so much for showing up like that on this program, because I know it's a live show, and that takes a lot of courage. I want to say I really, really, really appreciate that. From that perspective, everything that happens in the body is an effect of something. Everything that happens in the body is an effect of something. They're saying it's not what you observe now can be corrected now. You do not have to go back. I'll share my recent experience, Danielle. About 4 weeks ago, I started getting this weird rash on my lower ankles, and it started to go up my legs. And I was going, what is this? And what they said to me, they said, go into what is the emotion? What is the feeling you have about that? And I went into it. In my meditation, I went into the sensation I had stored that was in the rash, and I started feeling this intense irritation and then anger. I was feeling that. And then all of a sudden, this image of me as a little 2.5-year-old sitting on the living room floor in my mother's house in Scarborough and watching my mom and dad fight, and remembering the feelings in my body of anger and irritation and fear of me as a child in a child's body, watching my mother and father. And as soon as I felt that, then they said, now let it go. Let the fear and irritation go. I don't know what that emotional energy in that physical symptom will be for you, but for me, it was fear, anger, and irritation. And when I let it go, literally, Norma and I watched just over the next few days, it just started going away, right? Just two tiny little spots left. And once you release the emotion connected to a condition, the condition, remember, all conditions in our body require an emotional connection, good or bad. Your body has to have an emotional resonance in order to get something. People who will get sick are in resonance with that disease. People who are healthier are in resonance with that state. So that's what I can offer you personally. But they're saying you might, they're saying do not discount anything that you might think will benefit. If you truly believe that this process that you call hypnotherapy will benefit this, then by all means pursue it. But ultimately, you will find the same thing is true, that every condition in all of your lives have their roots in emotions, in the movement of energy that manifests as these physical conditions, both in your body and in the world around you. It is all emotionally connected. Wow. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I forgot I could do that. Thank you. YouTube user, Dear William, any message coming through for me that I should know of? Thank you. It's funny. I get a picture. I'm getting a picture of a heart, like literally a picture of a heart on the side of a tree, like a red heart on the side of a tree. Why the heart on the side of the tree? The words "find your heart in nature," find or refind? Refine your heart in nature. Refine your heart in nature. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. I just remembered I could do that. Reflection is asking, is our consciousness limitless or bound to our body? If it is limitless, can it create anything within our lives? Thank you. This is a great question. No, consciousness is not bound to our body or in our body. Our consciousness is bound to our ideas, the beliefs stored in the system. We came in as completely open, fully connected beings as babies, and the environment imposed a set of ideas and information into our mental mechanism. And that mental mechanism has reorganized limitless potential down to this finite structure. So limitless potential has been localized down to the finite structure of your thoughts and your body, which they're saying, which you can liberate. You can liberate yourself from this, but first you must be aware of who you are. You must become aware of yourself as that limitlessness again. If you could but remember the thoughtlessness of your being before you had thought, you would understand the sensation of limitlessness. But this is what you must remember. You must remember that you are not limited by this. And this is so important. In being a medium, one of the things they've told me is what mediums have learned to do, and yet what we're all capable of doing is breaking our awareness from the attachment to who we've been taught to think we're supposed to be. And the minute we can break our attachment to who we think we're supposed to be, we begin to focus on something other than that. Once you start to focus outside the box, outside of the being that you've taught to think you're supposed to be, once you start focusing beyond that, you start to punch holes in the armor of the personality, the armor of the ego, right? Because that's all the ego is. It's clothing put upon your body and mind from this world. And when you can tear the veil, the clothing, the information apart, you then have access to these other realms of limitless potential that are who we really are, right? But as long as you believe you're just that body, as long as you believe you're just the contents of the mind, then you will be limited in perception only. You can never be limited, but you'll be limited in perception only while you're in that body, while you're in that construction of ego. You'll be limited to that, but you can begin to break it down by punching outside of who am I? Who am I? I am not these thoughts. I am the thinker. I'm not these emotions. I am the feeler. I'm not this body then. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Pursue that deeply and diligently, and you'll find some amazing things coming. Thank you so much. Question from Christine. I have read some posts about people channeling reptilians without knowing it as they are shape changing. Any advice on how to better recognize them? I try to go with what resonates with my heart. Well, that's exactly what you need to do, Christine. You can actually walk around the world, look at a plant, and get a vibration, get the feeling of the plant energy, or a bird, or a dog. Go into sensing the energy, what your heart feels of things. Then go to a museum, or go to a zoo, and look at the different reptilian species there, and sense the energy from different species. Because in our mediumship course, we teach you how to step outside of what you think and move into the sense, learning to sense energy, to become actually aware of what energy is around you and within you. It's important to learn how to sense energy properly, because you can't even sense the difference between a reptilian or a Lemurian or an Atlantean or a Lyran or a Pleiadian, right? Or Master Jesus or Buddha. They all resonate different energies because they're all different levels of consciousness. Each of us is. There's certain generalizations, but once you learn to reattune your awareness to sensing what you know energies to be, and you'll learn to do that. Again, if you're coming out to the course, I think some of you are registered for the course in class here already. You'll learn to sense different energies, and you can apply the different things. So how does a glass of water feel? What is the energy from that? Not what your body senses and temperature, but what's the energy of it? So very important to learn that skill, cultivate the skill. Everybody has non-physical senses within them: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Every single human soul has those senses. They have to be developed. Just like you had to learn to develop your physical eyes, your physical ears, your sense of smell, your sense of taste. Everyone has to learn to develop that. It didn't happen automatically. Parents had to show us, right? You had to learn to develop those things. Okay, wonderful. Question from Miriam. Does Alma have a message for me? Thank you. No, I don't know, she's saying something about drinking something. She's saying, tell her to drink more. I don't know what that's in relation to, but she's saying something about something you're drinking, to drink more of it over a longer period of time. Okay, I don't know what that means, but hopefully you do. Question from SJK. Did Gandhi really say evil never lasts? It never lasts? Like at the end of Gandhi movie? Did you actually say that? He's saying that no, these words are the essence of what I say. They refer to the cycles of good and evil, that they go through cycles, that evil comes and evil goes, good comes and good goes. I refer to cycles of life, not to absolutes. For in truth, there are no absolutes, but there are distinct cycles to life, which always cycle up and cycle down, or cycle in and cycle out. They come and they go, as do the seasons. The rains come and the rains go. Yes. Cool. That's good to know. Thank you. Great question, SJK. I appreciate that. So he's referring to the cycles of evil, the cycles of good, because their polarity is one and the same thing, right? Kind of like the yin and the yang. That's cool. Thank you. Let's see here. Wonderful. Got a question from Laurent. Question: does Jesus have a message for me today? Oh, wow. He's only saying, I approve. You don't know that, but he's saying, I approve, and he's leaning slightly to you. But I approve. He says, you know what that means. It's in regards to something you are in the process of doing. You've been weighing. He says he's been weighing this for a while, but he says, I approve. We work together, not separate. And he says, this is good. Thank you, Lauren. Wow. Well, gotta say, I love this. I love the gift of being able to do this. Question from Lysandra. Does Al Giron have a message for me? I don't know if I spell his name correctly. Thank you. I want to say something first, everybody. You know, when these sessions happen, and you can ask Norma, because Norma's recorded a lot of stuff where we've talked to many different beings. And after this, I remember maybe 3% of everything that comes through. So I will not remember what has pretty much anything that's happened. If somebody says something, it might trigger the memory of something. But I do not make it my job to try and remember everything that comes through me, because most of it's none of my business. You guys are asking the question, it's your business. I'm here I'm a medium. I'm providing information that's requested. So it's important to understand that. Message. I don't know. Something about a slide. Watch. Something about a slide. Something about a slide. Something about, what does that mean? Something about sliding. I don't know what it means. I can't quite. Slide. It's not a playground. It's something about a slide, though. Again, he says you will understand that. I don't know what that means, but something about, is that avoiding a slide? Going to, no, it's a, be mindful of a slide. Be mindful of a slide. I don't know what that means, Lysandra, but hopefully you understand that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. There we go. I like that name. Message from I am. Is there a message from Jesus or Archangel Michael about my conscientious transforming during this time? Any message? Just keep going. Just keep going. Do not get distracted. Do not look back. More importantly, do not look back and do not get distracted. They're showing it like a, I'm trying to show, they're showing a line from your heart, a line straight ahead from your heart. There's a line from your heart you have to follow straight ahead. It's funny, as they're saying that, I'm remembering a phrase, straight is the gate and narrow is the way to the kingdom of heaven. Follow your heart. That's how I interpret that. Follow your heart. Let your heart lead you. Let's see. Where are we here? Wow. Another question here from Hayat. Why do I fear insects and how can I love them instead? Any guidance is greatly appreciated. Wow. I'm going to answer that question for you directly, Hyatt, because I've worked with a lot of people who've had a lot of fears around things. And remember, yes, somebody is telling me that your fear is inherited. It's not something that is yours directly, but you've inherited the energy that there's a simple way of reducing that fear down. Yes. You have to make the distinction between your fear and your awareness. You're doing this right now by asking this question. In asking us the question, you have already made a separation between yourself and the fear. If you are able to watch your fear and make a decision to not give it any attention, for you in your desire to get rid of it, you are looking at it, you are feeding it. Yes. Again, what I would do, I would go out and I would find a place where there are small insects like ants, and literally watch them. Watch these little creatures. Inside them is the exact same life that is in you, beating your heart, digesting your food, circulating your blood. That exact same light is in the insect that's in you. Sit there and be in a state of gratitude for that living thing, for the same spirit exists in it. When you feel your fear coming up, tell your fear, you're safe. I will take care of you. Those words, you are safe. I will take care of you. It's important you use that phrase, you are safe. I will take care of you. You're keeping your position of awareness separate from your fear, so you're not getting lost in the fear. You are safe. I will take care of you. And then move towards, and every time if it gets more intense, again, you are safe. I will take care of you. And then continue to move toward the insect. Let an ant crawl on your finger. And every time your fear comes up, just let it know, you are safe. I will take care of you. Continue repeating that until it hears you. It will listen to you. Emotion is just energy in motion. And it's usually a part of ourself that needs to feel different than it was trained to feel. And when you inherit an emotional energy like fear genetically, it feels like it's a part of you, but it's not. It's actually in your DNA. You just have to change the energy. So please do that. Go out and literally let the part of you that's afraid know that you'll take care of it. Right? So the other day I watched the spider come down right in front of me, and it's just sitting there. I'm like, I'm amazed by it because I'm looking at all 8 legs and how it spun this web, and it just sits there right in front of me. And the same life looking at it through my eyes is the same life looking back at me through its little 8 eyes, right? It's a wonder. It's a wonder when you begin to realize the same life is in that. I like letting wasps land on my hand and looking at them and marveling. And it's a remarkable thing that the same spirit that's in me is in all that is around me. Even those who would seek to harm me, the same spirit is in them, right? Very fascinating thing. Very, very fascinating. Thank you, Hayat. Great question. Let us know how that goes. Like, seriously, go do that. Let your fear know you will take care of it. Your emotion and your body depend on you as an awareness to take care of it. Your mind and body cannot take care of themselves. Your mind can only do what it's programmed to do. Your body can only do what it's programmed to do. Only you can override its programming and retrain it to be different. So you got to train it to be fearless around insects. It's an amazing thing. You've got to teach your body what you need to teach it. You're welcome. Let's see here. Question from Janine. William, you have told me how to rise above my body when trying to sleep. I am doing this, but still awake for hours. What is happening to me at night? Thank you so much. earlier today when we first started, one thing, it took me 13 years. And during those 13 years, I was angry, I was frustrated, I was an alcoholic, I was a drug addict. For 13 years, I went through a lot of difficulty over an experience I had as a child. And it took me 13 years to come to a place where I could liberate myself from that. I'm not saying it'll take you 13 years, but be patient. Be patient with yourself, the process. Be patient. If you are trying to make something happen, then you're forcing it. If you're allowing it to happen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Someone's coming in here. Who are you? I don't know. It's very feminine. She's saying to look up when you are, to close your eyes and move up. Close your eyes. She's saying your mind is afraid. Your mind is afraid to let go. Your mind is afraid to let go, dear one. Assure it you will not desert it. Assure it that you will not leave it. Yes. Okay. So what I'm understanding is your body is afraid you're going to leave it. Remember, our bodies are animal bodies. It's like a dog or a cat. We have a little tiny dog, a little Yorkie. I think everybody's seen Tika once or twice. And Tika, if either myself or Norma go off somewhere, Tika wants to come running after us because she doesn't want to be alone. Most animals are herding natures or pack animals. Humans are not much different. Look at how many of us live in cities. We like to be together. So when you're going to leave your body, you got to train your body that you're going to come back. Like, you watch some dogs get tied outside stores by their masters, and the dog starts barking, "Don't go, don't go, don't go." Let your body know, let your mind know you're not going to desert it. Let it know it's going to be perfectly safe as you learn to leave it, as you're going to travel around. Let it know it's an animal body. It thinks you're going to abandon it. Don't do that. Just let it know you're going to be there for it. Great question, though. Thank you, Janine. Always something new. I always learn something new here these days. I think I've got time enough for another question. Let's see, here we go here. Wow. Sunflower. Great message always. Every time I hear one of these, I learn something more. Much gratitude. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much. That popped up where the question was going to come up. Hello, Mara. My grandson will be born soon and know it is divine timing. What is my past connection and what can you tell me about him? I am grateful for his coming. Thank you. What can I tell you? Me personally, I can't get anything about that. Can anybody say something about her grandson? Just that there was going to be much joy. The very nature of your anticipation will make it a very exciting time for everybody. This is a new soul. You are dealing with a brand new soul. He has come in to experience this time with the higher energies, as are many coming in now to be synchronized to these newer frequencies. Yes. Yes. Some of us like me are having difficulty with how this younger generation is coming in, because they're coming in fully connected to the technology. They're fully connected to things in a very different way than we are. Yes. He's going to have some things to teach you too. He's going to have some really wonderful things to teach you, because they're coming in so much more awake now. All the light work that's been done since like 1980, since 1987, since the harmonic conversion and the arrival of the indigo children, there has been so much happening on this planet, energetically and in collective unconsciousness, that's been preparing these new children that are coming in. And we've had the indigo, the diamond, the crystal children coming through, and there's more to come, and it's going to be amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Good question. Let's see. Try this. Naveed is asking, does Archangel Michael have anything he wants me to know, and any message does he have for me? They're one and the same thing. Michael. I don't know why he's saying this, but you need to move. You need to travel somewhere. You need to go somewhere. You need to go. There's somewhere you have to go. He's not saying to physically move, but to physically go somewhere you need to visit. He's showing me like a V-shaped something, like a cone, upside down cone. Closest I can come in my brain to that is like a teepee, but something like that shape of a teepee that you need to go to, and be there with that. And something can come down to you. Somehow you've got to get this out of the way. He says you've got to get this open. He says you're very closed up here. He says you're very closed up the top here. You have to open that up, Naveed. Get your crown chakra open. What comes to my mind is sacral cranial therapy. If you know anybody who does sacral cranial therapy, that would be really helpful for you. Is that correct? Yes, this is correct. Open this up. You ever do that? It feels really cool. Thank you. Wow. Rainbow frequency children. Yes, the Rainbow Warriors have been coming in for a while now too. Wow. Guys, I want to say, so I just want to reiterate that Shortcuts for Your Soul will resume next Monday at 10 a.m. and Supernatural Saturday will also resume the following Saturday. I've decided to give myself a few days in nature down at the island, so I'm going to be doing that over the next few days. And I want to say, guys, you make this so exciting for me to be able to come and to share the inspiration, the guidance, the information that comes from me. And it can't happen without you. Without you guys, there's nobody to speak to. That's why we manifested so many of us here. Take this week to look at all the bad things that have happened in life and find out what good has come out of it. Look for ways to find gratitude in everything, to be grateful for everything. And again, thank you all so much for supporting this work. If you want to support this channel and the messages we give here, you can. We'd be happy to have you as a member of my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Also, you can support my work through the super chats here. You can also book a free reading with me. As a Patreon, you get the opportunity to win a free reading with me once a month. You get to ask a question every month, and we have a Patreons only meeting every month as well. I look forward to that too. And also, just so everybody knows, 20% of everything that we get from Patreon, and this now goes to rescue.org, which is a company that's a private company that goes out and rescues children from the sex slave trade and from all kinds of horrors. So if you want, please go to ourrescue.org and support them. They're the company that we will be sponsoring from now on, because it's close to my heart. I know I can't imagine what some of these kids have gone through, but that's one of the groups that we sponsor. And again, thank you so much for showing up today, guys. And we will see you next Monday at 10 a.m. on Shortcuts for Your Soul. And a reminder, those of you that haven't registered now, please go and register for the mediumship course. Mediumship 101 starts September the 5th. And you can go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and register there. And thank you for all of you guys that have registered so far. I'm looking forward to working with you and the other meetings that are going to be part of our program this year as well. Well, you're very welcome, everybody. I see your question, Jill. What time is it? 57? Okay, let's see if I can get to Jill's question really quick here. I don't think I've seen you here before, Jill, so we'll answer one more question. What does Archangel Michael recommend for me to learn how to start channeling him for myself. He's saying he's holding, like literally he's pulled up like a blue sapphire, a sapphire. If you can hold like something sapphire to your heart, hold something sapphire to your heart. And don't try to feel the sensation of it with your body, but the spirit of it with your awareness. Too many of you try to reach us through your body exclusively, and this is not the medium that we will communicate to you through specifically. It is the energy, the vibration, the sensation of energy that is not physical, but which you can attune your awareness to be aware of through your physiology. It is the energy. That's really cool. Sapphire. Cool. I hope that helps, Jill. And everybody have a wonderful and a joy-filled week. I'm going to enjoy my 4 or 5 days off here, and we'll see you all next week. Much love, everybody. Bye for now, and we will see you next Monday. Bye.